So let me start by saying why I think this is not an obvious trend. And that is, let's start with just homeowners. We'll talk about residential and commercial. But for homeowners, if you go to buy a house today, other than maybe looking at some listings through Zillow or something, basically buying a house today is pretty darn close to the way buying a house was a generation ago. If you go to rent an apartment today, again, other than online listings, renting an apartment today, moving in and furnishing it, pretty much the same as it was a generation ago. And by the way, in the commercial side, for those of us who are in venture capital, our portfolio companies find offices and sign long-term leases and take months to move in, have a lot of CapEx, and I've had multiple companies go through that this year. Same as it was a generation ago. So in fact, I would argue that the real estate industry, the motto is same as it ever was. And these are trillion-dollar industries, and both commercial and both residential that we're talking about. Yet, I think if you look underneath the covers, there are changes that are occurring that are being driven by software, hardware, building design, business processes that are going to really become prevalent over the next 5 years. Let me give you some examples of those. So, getting rid of the friction. You're going to be able to sell your house with just a couple of clicks and actually get the cash in 3 days. You'll be able to buy a house in a very similarly frictionless fashion. You're going to be talking about trading up a house the way you trade up a car. That is starting to happen today. That will be available in the major 50 metropolitan areas around the US in 5 years. It will be prevalent. In some cities, it'll be 10 to 20% of the homes are going to be bought and sold this way. Going cheaper, you're going to see millennials in cities living in purpose-built buildings that are basically called co-living, where it's a smaller physical footprint for the bedroom, but larger common areas, all managed through software, better amenities, better group activities. It's cheaper rent for the individual, but it's more dollars per square foot for the landlord. That is going to become prevalent in the next 5 years. Virtually decorating your room. Take 5 pictures or 8 pictures from around the room and have software do a 3D rendering of your actual room, decorate it according to your preferences. So you can do a 3D tour of it as opposed to getting random designs from an interior designer and go, I want to buy that, I want to buy that, I want to buy that. Cheaper security. You're going to secure your house with $20 cameras and a $20 motion sensor. Gone is going to be spending hundreds of dollars or $50 a month to secure your house. That will be cheaper. It is, by the way, same thing is true in the commercial side. It is all about flexibility, lower cost, speed of transaction, and transparency.